Let's go!
Here's the snap. Pickles and goal.
NSC fans, you guys brought the heat on my playoff argument video. And look, you guys are starting to get the nut run out, baby. You have Ole Miss losing. You had Indiana getting blown out. But I want you to tell me if you truly believe you guys are legitimate national championship contenders. You guys know I love this freaking team, but this has been a big problem for Nico, missing a walk-in deep touchdown. And then we get to this 3rd and 8 on the very next play. This is a good job by UTEP switching some things up right here, bringing delayed pressure off the edge from the safety position. I love that. Tighten everything up, and you get an unblocked player, and they are sitting all over this in-breaker right here. I do want to give Nico some credit because a lot of quarterbacks will just sit and lock in and be like, wow, nothing's open. He does a good job turning and embracing this hit, because if he doesn't, he is getting stripped in his own territory, and he does a good job just stepping up here and eating this sack. Now, is it true that right here underneath the squirrel white would have been an absolutely big gain? Yeah, it would have been, and 11's never catching him, but that was more so just a good pressure, and you have to eat the sack. Okay, so we get another 3rd and medium here, and what does Josh Heupel do? Well, he makes life easier on his quarterback, right? You're having a lot of issues actually throwing the football, so you open up a screen and get the football in your best player's hand, which is obviously Dylan Sampson. Good design screen right here. If you're short, you could just go for it on 4th. And the defensive lineman here actually did a good job of tracing his steps on the screen, but Sampson is so powerful that he's still able to fire through it, and you get some offensive momentum going. Okay, so obviously this was just a rough start offensively. I think here, if Sampson would have held up on his run right here, he's feeling out this play. Obviously, Lance Hurd does a good job turning this 4-eye to the inside, but it does trip up the guard, and once Sampson gets to here, he decides to bounce. If this was a little bit cleaner, this guard is kicking out this player, and Sampson's probably cutting this up for a touchdown. So, obviously a sloppy-ish kind of start for the O-line. I want to see something crazy on this very next play. All 4 of the receivers get open. All right, all 4 of them. All right, Squirrel White in this window is open. Bru McCoy in this window is open. If you want to get really sexy, you should never actually throw this. The whole shot is also here. Nico, of course, has the arm talent. And Kitzelman is also open. Okay, so once again, this Heupel offense, you guys know how much I love this guy. It's because of things like that. Okay, so, man, this was a dangerous proposition right here for UTEP. Have a defensive end on Dylan Sampson. Really sexy design, and Lance Hurd actually gives up pressure here. He's kind of caught in between. Does he want to pick this guy up? 41 is still able to beat him. That was, I'm telling you, UTEP's defensive game plan early was really good, but God, this ends up being really good for Tennessee as well. You get a defensive end versus Sampson. That's actually one hell of a play from the DN. So on the play before this, they were able to get Dylan Sampson on a run right up the gut. And now, man, as much credit as I want to give UTEP, you can't line up like this away from the strength call, right? Especially against Tennessee. So he backs out, and they're just going to eat you alive. This end gets caved in all the way back to Murfreesboro. Get a really good block here, and then you got some pullers. Big Lance Hurd turning the corner, and that's as good as you're ever going to see run blocking. The defensive alignment helped out. Good job by Lance Hurd finishing strong, and it's a tutty. All right, Vols fans, you've been asking for more Mike Matthews wearing Squirrel White's old number 10 uniform. You fake the screen here to Squirrel, and then you have this shot down the sideline. Nico thought about throwing this in breaker, ends up making the right decision, throwing the football here to Matthews, who makes a really good catch, and Tennessee is once again rolling. All right, so it's 2nd and Oliver Springs, and this is going to have to be a part of Tennessee's team, right? Quarterback run game is so effective. It just is. And obviously that's not Nico's claim to fame, but it is something that will work more effectively versus bad teams, but even against good teams, you really need this to be a part of your offense because obviously this Tennessee team is very good, but they're not elite. And if you're going to pull off some upsets, the QB run game is often the great equalizer. This was a really good game for this Tennessee offensive line when it comes to releasing, right? First off, really sexy design right here from Heupel. So, you've been seeing Lance Hurt pull around, Campbell pull around. So you show a run pull right here to the left side, and these backers are thinking, okay, they're running to the left side. But the right side of the offensive line is actually releasing to block on this screen. Y'all, it is such intricate design. Like, not everybody is doing this. In fact, this actual design right here, I've really not seen another team run it quite like that. I mean, it's that innovative. Okay, so it's second and Old City here, and this is the downside of having to take Dylan Sampson out of the game every now and then. Obviously, they just had an offensive pass interference penalty, so if you're running this, man, this would have been a big gainer if this was actually a throw out here. So they bring a safety into the box right here. And watch what actually happens. I believe this is 27. And I think Sampson is bouncing this for a touchdown. So you're pulling your guys here, and everything is just crunched in. Does Sampson see this and bounce this into this space? Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. It's not a bad option just to bang it up in there and gain some yards, but still. And then once again, if you're going to take Dylan Sampson out, obviously Tennessee's backup running back play is mostly been good. 27's been good. 19's been good. Lance Hurt puts this guy down into the ground. That's really good stuff. You got to have this, though. Because if you get this, you can go for it on fourth down. But, All right, so 23. Y'all tell me more about 23. You had the good punt return versus Georgia. And he had a couple in this game. And this Georgia, and obviously this Tennessee defense is just dominating UTEP. They're an absolutely atrocious offense. Man, look at these RPOs, and once again, there are so many plays where Heupel has multiple guys in acres of space. That would have been there. Bru McCoy on the inbreaker is there, and you just wish he could find a way to score. But still, ridiculous stuff. And now, guess what? Davis, wearing the Cerro, he gets split zone here, and you reward him with the touchdown. He couldn't get the touchdown last time. Now you give it to him, and he also gets another reception as well. Man, this Tennessee offense, it wasn't a good first half, but you're able to still get it done because your defense stepped up. All right, let's do one defensive rep. James Pearce, he's unfair. He had the inside move before a big sack a few weeks ago, and now you get an inside move. Last week when he did this, Carson Beck was able to roll out for a big sack. If the right tackle is opening the gate that much, you got to go to the inside. The sack is absolutely massive. The only thing I would say about this is when you get here, we need this hand to go down on the ball so we can get the strip to go along with it. And instead, it's just a sack, but, it's still an amazing play right there from Pearce. All right, but because it was fourth down, it was a turnover anyway, so maybe that was in the back of his mind as well. So, ridiculously good offense right here from Tennessee to start things off with the run. I know that sounds crazy, and once again, this RPOs, both of them are open. The same exact thing you saw a minute ago. You pull your tackle around, and you get a run just to get some momentum going here, and it's a really good run from Sampson. Tennessee's offensive line, can they continue to play well? Okay? I'm a little shocked that Nico didn't throw this. Throw this or throw the whole shot. Once again, I can't see exactly where the safety is. No, that safety's over the top of it. So, yeah, this is honestly a okay decision to not throw it. I prefer him still just throw it. First down, it stops the clock. But he decides to eat it, and he steps up. And this inbreaker does eventually open up. Okay, so that was a good decision by Nico. Once again, you could throw that and still get the clock to stop. And once again, guys, you're just running wide open. Okay, so we get really bad quarterbacking here from Nico in this 2-minute drill. And this is stuff you got to work on, right? Not only for this year, but for next year. Okay, step up into this pocket. You're not going anywhere in this spot. In a scramble, it's just not as valuable. Just throw it away. Throw it away. Okay, live to fight another down. Instead, he decides to just eat the sack, and you are forced to burn your final timeout. Man, this shows you how good Heupel coaches up his guys. All right, instead of burning the final timeout, I just assumed it, rewatching this. He did not burn the timeout. He said, let's just hurry up and get to the line of scrimmage. The fact that after a sack, a chaotic play, that you're able to hurry up and get lined up that quickly, it's pretty daggum good. And this is also a good job by Nico, taking what the defense gives you. That looks like this vertical is open. It's not open. Okay, the safety would have carried with it. Maybe it would be, but you just want to take these yards. And guess what? You can hurry up, spike it, live to fight another down. Good stuff. And we'll end it with this absolute baffling bit of corner play. I don't know what he's thinking here, letting Bru McCoy just go. This honestly, even if this corner didn't sit, I like the timing of this from Nico. All right, throw it up, let Bru McCoy have a chance to make a play just in the corner of the end zone. And for some reason, the corner decided to not run with them. And ball location is good from Nico, and you get a late touchdown. So, weird Nico game. But let me know what you guys think about your college football playoff chances. I know I angered quite a few of you, but you guys know, all right? You have become my number 2 team. I talk more about the Vols than any other non-LSU team, and I'm rooting for you. I want you to be in the playoff because it's good for all of us. I love watching Josh Heupel coach. But let me tell you what, you guys just got the nut run out, like we said at the beginning. Ole Miss out of the picture. Maybe Indiana's totally out of the picture now with them getting blown out by Ohio State. Weird game with 14 of those points coming on, punt team, but still, everything is set up nicely. You beat Vanderbilt, you're in the college football playoff. And as weird as it sounds, if you avoid the SEC championship game, I don't know all the scenarios. I know you guys do. Let me know. But as far as this game is concerned, I'm about to say something that's going to get you guys angry as well. That was the least impressive 56-0 offensive game I've seen. Obviously, the Tennessee defense looked amazing, but man, I am concerned about Nico in close games, end of game situation. All right, we saw him not throw the football in the Arkansas game, and we also saw him take that really bad sack. So I'm worried about him in a close game, and of course the miss we started the film study with. So yeah, let me know if you guys are concerned at all. I still love you. It is Power Hour SEC. Boom. And tonight, oh baby, it's gumbo season. Let's go.